Shannon, put this in perspective. Was this the greatest playoff performance ever?
Skip, I'm very fortunate because I'm old enough to remember, saw this one, saw Donovan Mitchell go get 57 in the bubble Skip, if I'm not mistaken, against the Nuggets. Obviously, I remember Jordan's in 86, 63 in double overtime against the Celtics. Saw Charles Barkley's. Given the degree of difficulty and who he did it against, this might be the greatest playoff performance. Because think about it, Skip. He did this against Giannis, who is a Defensive Player of the Year. He did it against Brook Lopez, who finished second in Defensive Player of the Year this year. He did it against Holiday, who's got votes for Defensive Player of the Year. It's been an all-NBA defensive player on numerous occasions.
Agreed.
So three top defensive guys, one of the top three defensive teams in all of basketball. He went and got 56.
Most people consider them the best defensive team. Go ahead.
With that being said, he got 22 in the first. He got 22 in the third. He's only the second player to do that. Russell Westbrook did it. 20 points in the first quarter, 20-plus points in the fourth quarter. Russell did it in 2015. Skip, he was sensational. I mean, Holiday had him. Holiday said, man, I can't do nothing with it. Hey, you get him, Giannis. Giannis said, hey, Chris Middleton, you try it. Brook Lopez, he's shooting teardrop. Skip, at some point in time, this is what I know watching the games up close and personal and live. When a guy gets it going in that league, there ain't nothing you can do. I don't care who the defensive player is. If he gets it going, it's kind of like with Kobe or Jordan or some of these great scorers. And we don't look at Jimmy as a great scorer. But there's something that comes over this man come playoff time because he's a different animal. I don't care what anybody says. This Jimmy Butler right here, if he did this in the regular season, Skip, he's a top 5 player. He's a Hall of Famer.
But he doesn't do this in the regular season.
And that's what, Skip, somebody got to explain to me what comes over this man.
To your point, he did not make the All-Star team this year. Go ahead.
Skip, somebody needs to explain to me what comes over this man when he's able to do this, elevate, the way he can elevate his points. Skip, his scoring average in the playoffs probably 5-6 points better than in the regular season. It's crazy. Skip, I don't remember, like they've been playing playoffs for 50, 60 years, and I don't remember. But of the ones I saw, the efficiency in which he got that 56. And Skip, he's Jimmy is the most in a 15-point playoff win since Michael Jordan did it in Game 3 of 1992, the first round against the Heat, who also had 56. Given the efficiency in which he did it, given against who he did it against, and given that they were down 15 at one point, Skip, with my own eyes, that I can remember now of Jordan's, Donovan Mitchell's, Charles Barkley, and Jimmy Butler. So I'm just basing off the 4 that I can remember off the top of my head. That's the best one I've seen.
That is a mouthful.
That's the best one I've seen, Skip.
Okay. Where I concur is circumstantially, I do consider this the best defensive team for all the reasons you just detailed. They were playing for their playoff lives last night. They're a desperate team that is the #1 overall seed. So they had the best record in basketball this year. And they know it, and they play to it. They had missed Giannis for a couple of games, but Shannon, he came back.
He got a triple-double.
And he got a triple-double. I don't know how you could ask much more of Giannis last night under the circumstances of coming back from a bruised tailbone. And yet, I thought Milwaukee on offense played about as well as you could expect it to play against a pretty scrappy, physical defensive team in the Miami Heat. But Brook Lopez made 4 threes. He had not made a single 3 in this series, and all of a sudden he makes 4. Wouldn't you think that would be enough to turn the tide?
Yeah, but last night, Brook Lopez was your best player. In order for you to win, Giannis and Holiday and Middleton. And last night, Brook Lopez scored 36. He scored 36.
Okay, I got it.
But you know what they did? They kept Giannis off the free throw line. He only had 4 attempts.
Okay. They were building the proverbial wall. They were stopping him, especially in semi-break situations.
You got to get in front of him.
Where you get up ahead of steam, and they would make him stop. And he wasn't able to crash through the wall and get to the free throw line. So they were making him stop and give up the ball or take an awkward shot. Okay, I'm going to give you this on Jimmy Butler. In all my years of watching and studying the National Basketball Association, I have never seen, this is including Jordan, a more patient, clever, craftier scorer than this guy.
Right.
Because he's totally in rhythm. It's all at his own speed. Hesitation, I'm going to wait, but then I think I might. No, I think I'll go. And it's almost like Luka, where you can't time him, except he's not just taking you down low in the lane. He's doing it out on the perimeter. He's doing it all over the floor where you can't seem to time him. Was I surprised that Coach Budenholzer at some point in the fourth quarter didn't say, okay, I've seen enough?
Yeah, take the ball out of his hand.
Let's just trap him.
Yes.
Let's trap him at midcourt and say, you just can't take a shot.
Right.
I'm going to put two of my better perimeter defenders. I'm going to put Holiday and Middleton on you. And I'm just going to say, you got to give up the basketball. They're too proud to do that.
Yeah.
They consider themselves the best defensive team, and they're not going to do that.
Okay.
So, Shannon, in all my years, I've never seen somebody start so hot, make 9 of his first 10, and then finish so hot in the fourth quarter, where it seemed like he was making every shot and every free throw, because he made his first 8 free throws until he missed the very late, the last one.
Right.
So he wound at 8 of 9 when it was already a 5-point game. But my point is, if I'm going to put this in some perspective, if I'm going to go all time, the only problem is it's still a first round.
Right.
Yeah. Like LeBron's 48 in double overtime in the conference finals against Detroit.
Or his 51 in the first round of the NBA, the NBA finals.
You could go there. But a lot of people fixate on the 48. It took 2 overtimes, but it was big time because he scored 25 straight points. Okay, at least that was in the conference finals.
Yes.
Okay. Then I go to the ultimate. For me, the greatest game I ever saw, and I was definitely courtside press row on that one, was Jordan's last game. It was he scored 45 of their 87 points. 45 of 87. Had the ball in his hand 55% of the time. Scottie Pippen had an injury and an illness going on, so he was ineffective, scored only 8 points. Kukoc gave you 15, but that was all you got.
Right.
Okay, so that's Michael Jordan. In the final sequence, as you remember that game, he steals the ball in the corner from Karl Malone. Right. He dribbles it all the way up the floor, and on Brian Russell, he just says, Scotty's over there saying, I'm open on the wing, and Mike says, I got it.
Right.
And a little subtle push-off, they all did in those days, and he goes up from just beyond the free throw line and holds the pose and rips it, and that's the ball game, okay? Right. And that's his career, basically, and that's the Game 6 closeout game. And they were afraid they weren't going to have Scottie Pippen for Game 7, which also was going to be in Utah.
Right.
Okay, well, circumstantially, the stakes are so much higher than this game.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I just compare shot for shot, I got to say Jimmy hit more difficult shots because, as Jen said, just about all of them seemed like they were contested.
Skip, against the best defensive team with 3, I mean, they might put another 3. Skip, on the All-NBA team, they might have 3 guys starting. I mean, Lopez, well, obviously, I don't think Lopez can make it because Triple J is your big.
Yes.
But he's going to be at least second team. Holiday's going to be on the team. And Giannis is going to be on the team. Skip, they got 69 second half points. They got 41 in the fourth.
41 points.
Against that defensive team? Skip, that's like saying somebody, okay, we have a lead. That's like somebody saying, man, we got 14 points against that Ravens defense in the fourth quarter to come back and win. That would have been an all-time great achievement.
I agree.
That wouldn't happen.
No. It was a sensational performance. Right. In a vacuum, if you take circumstances out of it, even though there were high stakes on the game, it wasn't a closeout game in a deeper round.
Right. And so, Skip, the thing is, when they say, like, playoffs, I'm like, okay, even though the first round is, not in the, you got the conference championship and you got the finals, but if you just look at it and take it for what it is, in a vacuum playoffs, it's hard to find a better playoff performance than what he got given.
It's just hard. I was there the day at the Fabulous Forum. Isaiah on that bad ankle just went crazy.
And then he have 25 in the fourth?
25 in the fourth, yes. And remember, there's the classic Magic game when he had to stand in for Kareem at center in Game 6 to close it out in Philly. So these are all great performances.
But see, well, you couldn't see that because that was tape delayed. Unless you was at the actual game. That game was tape delayed.
I don't even have it in my mind's eye. I can't even remember what it looked like. Okay. But credit to him because I don't know what pushes his button yet. Remember, they lost their first play-in game to the Atlanta Hawks in that building. Right. It's inexcusable.
Yes.
And it's usually because Jimmy just doesn't look like Jimmy.
Right.
For whatever reason, he's not plugged in tonight.
Because, Skip, you remember in the finals, in the bubble, he has like a damn near 40 because he like outplayed LeBron. I think LeBron had a 40-point triple-double.
Yep.
Jimmy had like a high triple-double also.
Yep.
And then they come out in Game 6 and flat.
Empty.
Because he had emptied the tank.
Yep.
I mean, this is unbelievable, Skip. I mean, I've never seen it.
Remember, on help, he lost Tyler Hero, who's a 20-point-a-game scorer, and Victor Oladipo hadn't given him all that much this year, but they loved him, and he's gone, obviously.
Skip, he got 56 and they won 19.
56 and 119.
And he's the only one that really shot a decent percentage.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Love 2 of 6. Bam was 6 of 16.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent 4 of 13.
Yeah, no.
Highsmith 1 of 4. And you got Kyle Lowry 3 of 7.
Yeah. Caleb Martin played well last night, quietly well.
Yeah, he hit 2. He went 3 of 3. He had 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that helped.
And that was the one. And when he hit that one in the corner as time was running out, and he put his hand. That's it.
Yeah.
But Skip, I mean, it's hard to see somebody can say you'll see a better playoff performance in the 2023 playoffs than what you just saw last night.
Yeah. So we'll get deeper into this later, but how concerned are you now about your Bucks that you picked to win it all?
Yeah. You don't let them get confidence now. You don't let Mountain when Miami went there and stole game 1.
Yeah.
In your building, you let them get confidence.
That was with Giannis.
Yeah. And you know he went out. Second quarter of the game.
Did. He went out in the second.
But still, no. But Skip, they was getting that work before he got hurt.
Yeah. It still might come down to the game 6 back in Miami.
Right.
Because it could be for Miami at that point, do or die, as long as the Bucks can hold them off at home.
Right.
But if I'm Jimmy Butler, I say let's go for their throat in Milwaukee.
Yeah. I'm emptying the tank in this one. I ain't trying to really come back.
No. Agreed.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.